Welcome to Chris Parkin Shooting Sports. Today another unboxing for a new scope. I've not used Crimson Trace before. I remember seeing these, they appeared at the British Shooting Show back in February time, and this is a 6-24x50 unit. I've printed out a cheat sheet so I've got some notes, but let's have a look in the box and see what's in here first. It's got a lifetime guarantee listed on the box. What else is listed on the box? No other specific points and features. 30mm tube, lifetime warranty. It's the MR1 MOA reticle. It's illuminated, its first focal plane as well. On the back of the box it says we've got parallax adjustable side focus, fully multi-coated lenses for clarity, exposed zero stop turrets. Turrets have zero reset, it's waterproof, shockproof, nitrogen purged, aerospace grade aluminium, and construction is 25.4 ounces in overall weight, which will appeal slightly more to the US market. I tend to work in grams and I can't think what that is off the top of my head, but I suspect it's going to be about 700, but we shall clarify later. So what's in the box? Looks like we have got an instruction manual, Riflescope setup. I'll have a look at that in a moment. Here would appear to be 100mm sunshade or thereabouts. And then the scope itself, what else is there? We've got a cleaning cloth, pop that out of there. I do love the interesting packaging they always seem to put together for these things. And that is the scope. So I'll leave the instruction manual out, put that to one side, drop the scope out of here, put that to one side, and I'll take the instructions out and put the bag for those to one side as well. The plan at the minute, judging by the specification, the scope 6-24x magnification, it's fully target set up. I'm going to put this on the CZ457 LRP, give it some longer range rimfire exercise. But to start out, the tube quality looks good. It's not picking up dust off my fingertips. Weight might not be 700 grams, might be near 600, but we'll see. Elasticated lens caps. So we've got about a 10mm recess on the objective lens, which is going to give it a bit of protection from the outside world. The back end, we've got fast focus eyepiece here, and then the magnification control is 24 and it goes down to 6, and that's about 180 degrees. So it's anti-clockwise for down, clockwise for up. Left side, we've got illumination settings. I'll have a little look through and see if that's in yet. We might not have a battery in there, but the battery will be under that cap, and I can't do that. Oh, I can do that with my thumbnail. So we'll just wind that off. I suspect there might not be a battery in it, but this is one way you're going to remove your fingernails by taking it off. Not that that's a criticism of the scope, but is there one? No, there isn't a battery in there. It looks like a normal CR2032. So I'll put that in before I do the full review, obviously. But I'll leave that off for the moment. We've got rubberized dial there, illumination control, settings 1 to 10, and it's got intervening off positions. And then the scope on top, the turret is, this one's in minutes of angle, it's also available in milliradians, and we've got anti-clockwise for up. So there are 25 minutes of angle per rotation. How many rotations there are is, well, let's see here, once round from 16, twice round from 16, nearly 3 times round from 16, so that's running at about probably 65 or 70 minutes of angle elevation. Windage on the side here, these have got quite subtle rubberized caps. They're not too bulky actually, they don't lift to turn, they don't lift to lock, so I suspect there might be a fairly simple system of an Allen key to undo to reset those to 0 once you've set it up on the rifle. There's no throw levers or anything like that to worry about to adjust, and this scope looks, I don't know, I quite like scopes that don't come with 1,000,001 features, because I think they might have put the time and money into quality mechanics and not needless functionality and features that are going to impress people but not actually do anything for them. Let's just see how that's going to pop back in there. That'll pop back in there easily enough, but I just didn't want to do it on camera in case I was all fingers and thumbs with it. Parallax on the left hand side, that's very smooth rotating. Looks like it goes down to about 50 yards, 50 marked lowest on the dial, all the way out to infinity. So definitely a scope probably more suitable for centre fires than rimfires or air rifles for sure, if that's the minimum setting. Now of course, if you dial down to low power, even at 50, you'll see a clear image, but it won't technically be perfectly parallax free, but it will work fine. But if you want to shoot precision target work, yes, you do need your image to be parallax free, and you're more likely to be using it at higher magnification, and therefore you need it to be like that, so you're not making any kind of sighting discrepancies. Looking through the scope, just looking for the eye box here, the reticle looks nice actually. It's got some very clear markings on it. It'll look better in the great outdoors, and I'll maybe get some footage through it, see if we can pop the camera on the back, although the fast focus eyepiece, rubberized fast focus eyepiece here is slightly larger diameter than the body itself, so that generally precludes putting the trigger cam on it. It might fit, we'll see, it depends on which collar it'll fit it on, things like that. So just pop that down for now. Instruction book is reasonably detailed. What's that? That's just some reticle instructions there. This gives you an idea of the reticle options. This is where the clarity here you can see, and you can see the aim off marks out to 40 minutes of angle there. Gives you all the conversion factors if you're range finding, and as I said, it is in the first focal plane. So it gets bigger as you zoom in, and obviously it stays in perfect relation to the image it's magnifying then as well. I'll just pop that out of the way. Other things in the instruction manual, there's probably nothing incredibly detailed. Obviously, if you've never had a scope before, which is unlikely at sort of £1,000 scope price this is, you are more than likely to have had an optic before. But gives you instructions about how to zero the rifle, resetting the turrets, common challenges, bad grouping. And it talks about the warranty, battery warnings, and this will all be covered in detail in the full review. Now, I did notice when I had a little look at Crimson Trace as a brand, they do make various sort of very strong statements about their warranty and guarantee build-up. Things on extreme temperature resistance, low temperature resistance, thermal cycling, which is quite important actually, because as things expand and contract, that can affect zero on some optics, but obviously Crimson Trace have checked against that. Vibration control, consistent lifelong reliability, drop testing, transportation, vibration, fluids and corrosion. Now they call that boresight retention battery. I'm not quite sure how that applies to things, but zero retention, high caliber recoil, lifetime recoil. So we shall see how it gets on. Generally speaking, I don't break optics because I do treat them well, and they don't live 20 years on my review rifles. So we shall see how it gets on. But the point is, US optics like this, or American optics, I shouldn't call them US optics because that's actually a brand, but American optics, when they give you a warranty or a guarantee, they have to take it very seriously because the home market insists upon it. There's no short changing on these things. So I'm quite happy that this will stand up to what they're promising. The last thing is the submersion testing. Flawless performance, rain or shine. Our seal integrity is never compromised when put through their paces, and that's for complete submersion and immersion verification. There's also a list of the features and the exact details. So we've got 6-24 magnification, eye relief is 3.6 to 4 inches, which is about 90 up to 100 millimeters. Changes slightly as it goes through magnification. Usually at low magnification, eye relief is slightly longer, at high magnification it's slightly shorter. Objective lens diameter is 50 tubes, 30 millimeters. Click values, the quarter MOA clicks, turrets are exposed, illumination keys, light transmission is rated at 90%, which is actually very bright, so I'll be very keen to see that. That's quite an attractive rating on that. So that immediately is a figure that jumps out to me, because the very best optics are rated at 96% of visible light. Different coatings can change the amount of different light colours that are actually travelling through the optics. So although some of them sound good, the colour isn't that good. And although then some of them are very bright, they have poor colour rendition, but it's all about the balance and the different multi-coatings in the lenses that what affect this. So there's no point having the highest light transmission in the world if actually the lenses are ground poorly, for example, or you've got very bad coloration and contrast. So that'll all be to look at. Dimensions, we don't really need those. Product weights, 26.46 ounces. We'll convert that to metric when we do the full review. It gives you a little bit of detail on the mounting length actually. So rear mounting length is 2.1 inches, front mounting length is 2.7 inches. So that gives you an idea of how much room you've got to put your scope your scope mounts on with. I wasn't far off. Windage and elevation are both 60 minutes of angle. And field of view maximum is 17.9 feet, which field of view minimum is 4.7 feet. So that's probably at full magnification at 100 yards, I would suspect that's been set at. And the price is £1,050 and 99p from SportsmanGunCentre. So thank you to SportsmanGunCentre for sending me this. I won't be putting it on the rimfire. I'll probably put this on a 223 to use it because, as I say, with it having minimum 50 yard parallax, rimfires you may well want to use down at that distance or a little bit less even, but we'll see. I'll decide, because 50 yards to infinity on a long range rimfire, well, yeah, maybe I will put it on the rimfire. 30mm tube shouldn't be difficult to mount, and it looks like there's no problems in terms of fit, finish and everything like that. And, you know, odd features fitting in the wrong place. For example, some scopes that have got illumination turrets that can interfere with the bolt and things like that. It just says on the bottom here, it's made in the Philippines, so in ctcpatents.com, which will be Crimson Trace. So it's clearly got some design behind it, bit of money behind it, and so far what I see would indicate it looks like an interesting scope I'm going to enjoy using. So please like, subscribe and comment, and don't forget to click the notification bell so you can see the regular uploads, because this is going to have a full review. Thanks for watching, bye for now.